name is Lee Martin. I'm a psychotherapist. This is a second of a few anxiety depression videos, as in to overcome anxiety and depression. Of course, this is not a substitute for being in therapy yourself or speaking to a medical professional. You know the reasons why you're anxious or depressed, but this is some of the principles to overcome anxiety and depression. The first principle I want to talk about today is the principle of the cave. And whenever we're dealing with any kind of long-term mental health issue, be it anxiety, be it depression, be it anything else, I think the cave analogy is really helpful. There are some days when we are back in the cave. Everything is dark, nasty and stagnant air. The light is a pinprick in the distance. And the one thing about the cave is that everything we hear in the cave is bullshit. And it's really important that we get that principle, because everything is dark around us, everything is claustrophobic, and we think that everything we hear that our brain tells us is true. It's not. It is bullshit. 99% of what your brain is going to be telling you in these times is bullshit. The second principle about the cave is that everything is temporary. There's times that it's dark and there's times that it's claustrophobic. And then there's other times that you're at the mouth of the cave and you can see a little bit more clear. You've got a bit more of a view. You're breathing a bit more fresher air. And there's other times that you are miles away from the cave and you're seeing a 360 view, breathing in fresh, clean mountain air. And so everything is temporary, and when you're in the cave, everything is bullshit. Now, how do we get out the cave when we're in the cave? And I think there's two principles. The first principle is being really, really gracious to ourselves. And this is really important, not only in what we do, but also in our narrative that we tell ourselves as well. So, I myself have 80% days. On 80% days, I'm able to work normally, contact people normally. On 60% days, I'm able to work normally, but my outside contact, my outside activities is a little bit more minimal. On 40% days, I'm still able to work pretty normally, but then everything else starts to diminish around, and then I might have 20% days. I suffer with long-term depression, and so every single day is a different day. I have 20% days, I have 80% days, and I expect different things of myself based on each day. The thing is, if you expect the same thing of yourself every single day, then you're going to beat yourself up with guilt and shame. So be gracious to yourself in what you're able to do. But also be gracious to yourself in the narrative that you tell yourself. If you're constantly saying, I'm crap, I'm not good enough, or I'm rubbish, I'm a failure, well, this is going to keep you in the cave and actually further cement the negative voices that you've got already in the cave, the bullshit voices. So one principle is, of course, compassionate voice. What do your friends say about you most of the time? Your friends might say that you are courageous, that you're inspiring, that you are lovely, you're kind, you're generous, you're fun. What is true about you most of the time is probably what your friends and family are viewing about you. But what we do is that we make what is true of ourselves most of the time the 5%, the 10%. 5% of the time, 10% of the time, am I a dick? Probably, yeah, because I'm human. Are you a nightmare sometimes? Absolutely, because you're human. But that's not a statement of you, it's not a statement of me, but what is true most of the time. And the thing, what we do, is we take the 5% and we make it a defining period of our whole life, and this is a statement of who we are. Now, so then we have everything is temporary, everything is bullshit, compassionate narrative towards ourselves, but also in what we do, in terms of our expectations on ourselves. And the last principle for getting out the cave is the concept of a bubble. Everything else outside the bubble is not safe, and everything inside the bubble is safe. And depression and anxiety wants to shrink the bubble down. And so every day we need to push against the bubble. Now that makes us feel uncomfortable. And if 10 is running out the room screaming, we kind of want to keep it around about a 5 or a 6. We want to make ourselves a little bit uncomfortable, pushing against the bubble, making what is unsafe, safe. Thank you very much.